Hello everyone, I'm Pam, back again with Neo English. Today, let's have some fun with English through body parts. Now, I believe you know English body parts like head and foot already. They're easy. But maybe you don't yet know that a lot of body part words are used in different ways, in idioms. So today, you don't have to learn new words, you just have to use these words differently. Nice, huh? First up, head. As a verb, it means go. Like when we say, let's head to the store. Now, although head is similar to go, when you use it as a phrasal verb, the meanings can sometimes be slightly different. For example, head off means to leave. But we wouldn't usually say go off to mean leave.
Yeah, let's head off to work.
Head out means to leave too. It's the same as head off. We do say go out, but go out sounds more like leaving to go to a party. Head out just sounds like you're leaving.
Heading out?
Yeah.
Head for means to go to a place.
We headed for home?
Head for the coast.
And head back means to return home or go home. So head back and go back are the same.
We're finished. Heading back inside.
Simple, right? So, if you want to sound natural, try using head instead of go sometimes. Now, for an idiom. Head over heels. It's a cute way to say you're in love, that kind of crazy, excited love. For example, if I really like my new doctor, I might say, oh, I'm head over heels for my new doctor.
Completely head over heels in love with her.
Now, just quickly, before we move on, if you like my content, please remember to subscribe and share it with your friends. It helps so much. Next, let's talk about the word eye. You can use it as a verb to mean look at something closely. For example, if she eyed the cake, it means she looked at the cake a lot, probably hungrily. But there are other idioms like keep an eye on something, which means to watch and look after something.
Children, keep an eye on these bags.
Keep an eye on my trash cart.
Another idiom is see eye to eye, which means to agree with someone. So, I see eye to eye with my mother about politics, for example.
It's like they don't see eye to eye on anything.
Moving on to hand. We all know this is a hand, but as a verb, it means to give something to someone. Hand me that book.
Just hand me that milkshake.
Give a hand means help. So please give me a hand with my English homework, for example. Or can you give me a hand cleaning my room?
Can somebody give me a hand?
And have my hands full means I'm very busy. Oh, I'd like to help you with your English homework, but I've got my hands full. How about you guys? Do you have time to study more English? Or have you got your hands full?
I know you have your hands full at home.
Now, foot. This is a bit different. As a verb, it means to pay. We say, he foot the bill. Now, the past tense of foot is foot. So I can say, I always foot the bill, or I foot the bill yesterday. Take a look.
And who has to foot the bill?
I foot the bill while you played Mother Teresa.
Another idiom with foot is got off on the wrong foot. This means our first meeting was bad. Maybe we didn't like each other or we had a misunderstanding. So you can use the expression to say, sorry, we got off on the wrong foot. Let's try again.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did we get off on the wrong foot?
Now, leg. We sometimes say leg it to mean run fast. Come on, leg it. This is slang though, not standard formal English.
Leg it, lad!
Now, as for idioms, there are a lot of idioms about legs. 1. Break a leg. That means good luck. It's especially common in the theatre. So, if you're going to do a performance, people might tell you, break a leg.
Well, break a leg.
And cost an arm and a leg means very expensive. That watch cost me an arm and a leg.
This is an advanced computer system. Costs an arm and a leg.
This is my elbow. As a verb, it is to elbow. So if I do this to move people out of the way, I'm elbowing my way through the crowd. Or you might elbow the person next to you to say, be quiet. Another elbow idiom is elbow grease. When I was a child, I thought that was actual grease from the elbow, but it doesn't mean that. It means hard physical effort. For example, please use some elbow grease to clean this room.
There you go. Use some elbow grease on it.
Shoulder next. We often carry things on our shoulders, right? So when we use shoulder as a verb, we often mean carrying responsibility. John shouldered the responsibility for breaking the window.
I already let you shoulder too much of the responsibility on this situation.
Another shoulder idiom is to have a chip on your shoulder. It means to feel angry and negative about something for a long time. He has a chip on his shoulder about his mother, for example, means he has been angry at his mother for a long time.
You have a chip on your shoulder.
I don't have a chip on my shoulder.
Okay.
We use mouth as a verb when we say mouth the words. It means to do this. For example, imagine you want to send a silent message to a friend across the room. You might just mouth the words to them. And here's an idiom that I use a lot, put your foot in your mouth. That means saying something embarrassing. Ugh, I'm sorry. I really put my foot in my mouth during the meeting.
Don't worry about putting your foot in your mouth.
And now, nose. As a verb, we usually use it with around. Nose around means to look for information about things that are none of your business. So for example, imagine your sister goes to your room and starts looking at your private things. You would tell her, hey, stop nosing around my room.
He called the police. Now they're nosing around.
We also use the adjective nosy in the same way. If someone is very nosy, it means they're nosing around, trying to find out personal information. So, for example, if any of my students ask me how old I am again, I might say, don't be nosy.
I'm sorry, I'm a little nosy. Forgive.
Back, as a verb, often means to support or help. For example, I'll back you in the debate. But even more often than just using the word back, we use phrasal verbs with back. Listen. Back up, support or help. So, I'll back you up in the debate is even more common than I'll back you in the debate.
Want to back me up? Back you up.
Back down means stop arguing by taking the blame. For example, if you're fighting with a friend, you can say, I'll back down to end the fight.
You always back down. You assume blame's not yours.
Back off means to stop pressuring someone. So for example, if your mother is telling you to hurry up and have a baby, you can say, oh, back off, Mum.
Back off.
Back out is to change your mind. For example, I planned to go for dinner with a friend last night, but it rained, so I backed out and didn't go.
I'm not backing out.
You better not back out.
Another common back idiom is, I have got your back. This means I am ready to support you, don't worry. For example, if anything bad happens today, I've got your back.
I got your back, girl.
Now, arms. Arms can mean weapons, any kind of weapon. So arms are weapons, and to be armed means to have weapons. You might hear it on the news. He was armed with a shotgun, for example.
Armed with lasers only.
Now the idiom up in arms means to be very angry or upset about something. For example, my sister was up in arms because she had to share a room with me.
Come on, Mel. You're always up in arms about something.
No, I'm not. I'm not always up in arms about something.
Here we go.
But another totally different idiom with arm is give my right arm. It just means I really, really want something. For example, I'd give my right arm for a chocolate. It means I really, really want a chocolate.
I'd give me right arm to hear it now.
Now, thumb. Thumb as a verb is often used to describe flipping through pages. For example, I'm thumbing through the magazine.
Well, I think maybe I'll just thumb through the brochure for a minute.
A green thumb is a phrase used to describe someone who is very good at gardening. If you have a green thumb, you can make any plant grow.
Where did you get such a green thumb?
Another idiom we use about thumbs is stick out like a sore thumb. It means to look different to everyone in a group. So for example, I have white hair and green eyes, so in Japan, I stick out like a sore thumb.
I stick out like a sore thumb!
Next, knee. If you knee someone, you hit them with your knee. So it's very painful, especially for men. For example, if a soccer player knees another soccer player during a game, they might get a red card. Bring them to their knees means to crush them, to defeat them. For example, the earthquake brought the town to its knees. People died and homes were destroyed because of the earthquake. Or, here's a real-life example. COVID-19 brought many businesses to their knees.
Together, we can bring the people of your planet to their knees.
Now, heart. We sometimes use heart as a verb. Heart means love. So we can say, I heart New York to mean I love New York. But you should know that using heart as a verb like this is not standard English. Just use it if you want to sound cute.
I heart New York. Aw.
Now, maybe the most commonly used idiom with heart is to wear your heart on your sleeve. It means to show your feelings openly. So you might be a pure, innocent person who's easily hurt. I'm worried about my brother. He always wears his heart on his sleeve, so his new girlfriend might hurt him.
Wear my heart on my sleeve.
Finally, neck. Now, young people don't often use neck as a verb in modern English, but you might still hear it in old movies. People used to use it to mean romantic kissing. The couple were necking in the car park, for example.
They can always neck whenever they want.
But when we use neck in idioms, usually it's about risk. So we say, risk my neck. That means to do something very dangerous. For example, he's always risking his neck, skydiving and bungee jumping.
You enjoy risking your neck, don't you?
We also say stick your neck out to mean take a risk for someone else. For example, I was bullied at school, but my friend Peter stuck his neck out to protect me. This means Peter protected me from bullies, even though it was dangerous for him.
I'd stick my neck out for nobody.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. English is fun, isn't it? I think it's always interesting to learn how something basic, like a body part, can be used in so many different ways to give different meanings. Learning vocabulary like this can really help you express a wider range of thoughts and emotions. Anyway, thanks again for watching,